Hi, I'm Deborah Callahan, and today I'd like to do a follow-up video to my last video. In my last video, Isa Bolivar spoke about um, the fears that hold us back in living life fully. And she spoke about the fear of love, which made me think of Macy Mazzaratto, who will be joining me today to talk about this fear of love. Macy is a relationship coach for singles and someone I believe that lives life not only fully, but very creatively. And she's just such a vibrant, fun person. So I was happy to have her on today. Thank you so much, Macy, for joining me.
I'm so glad we can talk about this. This sounds fun.
Okay, so I know you're the expert, and I'd love it if you could speak to how this fear of love holds us back and what that looks like, how people are even can be unaware of it, and how to how to overcome that.
Well, I love this because as soon as you said, oh, wow, we were talking about the fear of love, I felt this huge wave of all of the charge that comes with that word love. And often people have their own experiences and stories, and there are all these projections and expectations around having it, not having it. So naturally, that can bring up a lot of fear for a lot of people based on what they've experienced around that. And then at the same time, it's a core human need to desire to be loved, to love and be loved is what, we're required that kind of connection for survival. So it's got a lot of different levels to it.
Okay, sure, for sure. So, with your clients, though, are there several themes of like fear of, is it fear of rejection? What is it, this fear of love? Or is it, um, like Isa explained, that when people see true love, they tend to just run from it because they're afraid. Do you have that experience with your
Yeah,
clients?
definitely. I mean, there's so many people who have, like I said, they've had these experiences of relationship not working and maybe even thinking, "Oh wow, I was in love," and then this terrible thing happened, and then it has this sort of tainted feeling around it and also erode some of our own trust in ourselves, feeling like, "Oh, well, do I even know what that is?" Like, and what is it anyway? I mean, really, it's a very charged word and energy. And so when I see my clients, yeah, it can be tied into fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of not being good enough. I mean, there's so much in the category of self-judgment that becomes a big barrier to being able to receive it. And um yeah, the judgments, the bigger picture of, having a longing for something and maybe not even knowing how to receive that, or then the intimacy and vulnerability required. I mean, for many people, I see them stopping because they have this, they don't think they can handle it. So it's like
Right.
this, oh my God, I can't handle it. I have to sabotage this or stop this. And, my mission with women is really getting past those stops so that there is a space to be able to receive that. And I almost try to avoid love as a word because to me, I see the connection, the kindness, the gratitude of being with a person and having someone see you, and all of the components of actually that aren't such triggered words. Those can be ways to kind of melt into the space of receiving it. Even being adored, like most people can relate to, oh yeah, it's fun to be adored or appreciated. And that's
such a
easier.
great, yeah, that's such a great point to take the word love out of it because love is so charged. I
Mhm.
know my girls who are in their 20s and they're looking around like, what does real love even look like? They have no idea in their head, what that would look like for them. But I think being adored, being cherished, they can definitely wrap their heads around that. So that's a great
Mhm.
way to put that, um, to get over the fear and to be able to recognize it, maybe, and to step into it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, fear is never real anyway. I mean, we buy into these fears to like try to protect ourselves and control our lives, but that's, a lie. I mean, the truth is there's nothing more powerful than you. And when you can get to that space where you are creating your life by your choices and the consciousness that you be, then you don't have to be jerked around by those kinds of lies and limitations.
Mm, right. Good point. So, do you feel as though in order to live life fully, or what does that mean to you actually, as far as living life fully? Because I could say, from my perspective, you're someone that does that. I think,
Yeah.
yeah. So what does that look like for you?
I mean, I am honored and happy that you say that. Um, and, for me, it's like, okay, my experience of that is going to be different than anyone else's,
Yeah.
and everyone has their own. And, one of the things that was really important to me in my life was to share life with someone. Like, I was very inspired by um, co-creating with a person and having a love experience, I guess. And so that's part of what makes life fulfilling for me. And the things that just light me up, like like to live my life by following the energy that's fun. Even in my business, things are changing all the time. People are like, "Oh, why aren't you doing the same thing over?" And I'm not going to do the same thing over and over again if it's not fun for me. So, I'm just like, I really love creating with my life.
Yeah, that's great. And you make it fun. And I think everybody can feel that energy around you. So that follow the fun is a great piece of
Mhm.
advice. So thank you so much. So if people would like to find out more about you and your work, where is the best place to find you online?
Well, I have a Facebook group called Super Loved. That's for those single women who would like to have regular tips around learning the art and the consciousness of finding the one. And I also have a website, which is getsuperloved.com. So people can go there. I have tons of classes and even a couple gifts. People can take a love vibe quiz that really shows and reveals kind of where you are along the journey of going from single to being in a partnership. And the thing I love about that is you also get to acknowledge the things you have done. So it's not just, oh, wow, you could put some energy here and here, which is really helpful. And most people are missing a lot of areas. And that at the same time, you can go, hey, I'm looking pretty good in this area.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for joining me today, Macy.
Sure. Thank you.
Take care.